Welcome all of you. This class I am going to discuss about foreign key constraint. What do you mean by foreign key? It is an attribute of a table which is a primary key of another table. That means foreign key is linked with two different tables. It is an attribute of a table. The same thing will be the primary key of another table. So there will be two table concept is coming over there. One table, it's a primary key. The same key will come over here in the another table as the foreign key. Now, we can see, so when you consider about this foreign key, I told you there must be two tables must be there. The table in which the foreign key is present is known as the child table. The table in which the foreign key is present is known as the child table. And the same foreign key will be the primary keys and in another table. Then that table is known as the parent table. So, in which table the foreign key is there? That table is known as the child table. The foreign key will be the primary key in another table. That table is known as the parent table. See the definition? The table in which the attribute is set as the foreign key is known as the child table. And the table in which the foreign key of one table will be the primary key is known as the parent table. So, the parent table primary key will be the foreign key in the child table. The parent table primary key will be the foreign key in the child table. For example, consider two different tables, employee and department. In employee table, DNO is an attribute. In department table, DNO is there. So, two different table, employee and department. In department table, DNO is the primary key. So, the same attribute is coming in the employee table. In that employee table, this DNO is the foreign key. So, here in this example, EMB is the child table and department is the parent table, where department contain DNO is the primary key. The same thing will come over there in the employee table as the foreign key. Now we can see how to set a foreign key in a table. So in my SQL, I just created a department table. In this department table, I have three attributes are there, DNO, name and location. Here you can say, just describe the department table here, DNO is the primary key here. In department table, DNO is the primary key. Now I am going to create another table EMB where the same DNO is the foreign key. So you have to set DNO as the foreign key. So for that, I am going to create the table, create table EMB, create table EMB, ENO int primary key, ENO int primary key, where ENO is the primary key here, name character of 40. Now you can give any other constraint over there, I am not mentioning now. Here DNO int. So that part, the declaration part is over. Comma, now I want to set DNO as the foreign key. So, comma, foreign key, F-O-R-E-I-G-N, foreign key. Inside the bracket, I want to set DNO as the foreign key. So, DNO. See the syntax, comma, foreign key, DNO, references. It is referring which table? It is referring the table DPT. So, DPT. In department table, which attribute it is referring? It is referring the DNO attribute. Now, see the syntax. After declaring the attribute, using the keyword foreign key, inside the bracket, you mention the attribute name in the child table. References, it is referring in another table. So, that table name will come over there. And in that table, which attribute? That is DNO. So, that will be created now. Now, press the enter key, the table is created. Now I'll describe the table EMB, describe EMB. Now you can see DNO, the key will be represented as mul. MUL, that means it is a foreign key. In that table, DNO is the foreign key which is referring in another table. Which is referring in another table means the value which is accepted inside this EMB table. The value which is accepted in DNO attribute of the EMB table must be present in the department table DNO. Once again, I will say the values which is present in the DNO attribute of EMB table must be present in the department table. See then, now I am going to insert, initially I am going to insert the value in the EMB table. Check whether it is accepting the value or not. So, I am going to insert the value in the EMB table. Insert into EMB values. The first value is employee number and second one is name and name is, then the third one is DNO. I am going to give the DNO as 100 and check it is accepting or not. See that it is cannot add or update a child row, a foreign key constraint is failed. That means the value 100, the value of DNO must be present in the department table. In my department table, I will show you the content of the department table. Here the department table content is, so only 110 is there in the department table. In my department table 10, 20 and 90 is there. Only these three values are there. Now I will try out with the 10, 20 and 90. Check it is accepting or not. Again, I will use the same insert query. I will use it this as 10. See, query is okay. I think you understood. So, when you insert the value in the child table, that's a value of the foreign key must be present in the parent table. Then only it will accept that value. That means the first step you have to accept the value in the parent table. Insert the value in the parent table and the same value must be present in the child table foreign key. The primary key value must be, the same value must be present in the child table foreign key attribute. So this is the way you can create your foreign key. Now the next step, what we studied in the last class, three different ways. First, newly created attribute, a newly created table, and second one, you created the table but you didn't mention the foreign key over there. Once you, after creating the table, using the alter query, you want to set the foreign key. So here already EMB is created and which have a foreign key is there, DNO is a foreign key, it is there. Now I am going to create another table, create table EMB1. Create table EMB1, ENO int, DNO int. Two attributes. I mentioned two attributes in the EMB1 table. Create spelling. Create, yes. Now the table is created with the two attributes. But I didn't mention the foreign key over there. Now I have to set DNO as the foreign key in EMB1 table which must refer in the department table. So there you can use alter table query. Alter table EMB1. Alter table EMB1 and alter table EMB1 and because already DNO is there. So again you don't want to mention the attribute name and data type over there. You can directly use the keyword foreign key and foreign key. Who is the foreign key in this table? DNO. DNO is the foreign key and foreign key DNO. It is referring which table? References. CS references. Now, which table it is referring? It is referring the table DEPT DNO. In department table, it is referring the table DNO, referring the attribute DNO. Now, just press the enter key. Yes, query is okay. See the syntax, alter table EMB1 and foreign key. I didn't mention the attribute name here over here. I just use the keyword foreign key DNO, references, department DNO. Now I'll describe this table. Your table name is EMB1. Describe EMB1. See, DNO is the primary key here. That is why MUL is displaying over there. This is another method. And then I'll show you another method is there to set this as the foreign key. Here I can give a particular name for the foreign key also. I can give the name for the constraint. Here I am going to give the name for the foreign key constraint by using the keyword constraint. So for that, already EMB1 consists of an foreign key is there. So we cannot use it again there. So I am going to create one more table. Create table EMB2. See then ENO int is there and DNO int. Again, it does not have any foreign key over there. I just want to set DNO as the foreign key. In that case, I can use the same query, but the table name is EMB2 and there is a slight change in the syntax, and I am going to give constraint. Spelling const, check it, CONSTRA, constraint. STRAIND, constraint, and give the constraint name. This is a user defined name. I am going to give FK foreign key. So I am going to give FK as the constraint name. And constraint name, foreign key, normal syntax itself. So this will give a name for the constraint foreign key. Foreign key constraint is named as FK. Now constraint FK foreign key DNO references DPT DNO. So it's creating the EMB2 table. Check it. Yes, query is okay. Now I'll describe the table. Describe EMB2. Now that one DNO is the foreign key. Now I will say what is the purpose of this constraint name. Till now we didn't use the constraint name anywhere. I will say what is the purpose of this constraint name. Now I think you understood the syntax. Once again I'll show you the syntax. Alter table table name and the keyword constraint and the constraint name. Then normal syntax foreign key, attribute name, references, referencing table and the attribute name. This is the second method. Now the third method is, what is the third method? Third method. Third method is the table you created which didn't have that particular attribute. You have to add a new attribute and you have to set that as the primary key. Both together in a single query, single alter query. By using the single alter query, you have to add a new attribute and you have to set that as the primary key also. So for that, I am going to create one more table. Create table EMB3. Only one attribute I am going to set it here, that is ENO. Create table spelling. Yes, the table EMB3 is created. Only one attribute. DNO is not mentioned. Now see then. Don't think that primary foreign key attribute name must be same as the primary key attribute. You can give another name also. So till now what I use over here is DNO. The DNO is the foreign key attribute name and the same DNO name I am used there in the parent table as the primary key. But it is not compulsory that the foreign key attribute must be same as the primary key attribute. I am going to change that one. See that. I am going to use the same method here. Alter table EMB3. Yes, EMB3. And I am going to give here the attribute name as DPTNO. See, another name. Not the same name. And DPTNO int. Now, comma. Now, I am going to use constraint name FK and attribute name, data type, constraint, constraint name, and foreign key, F4. G-I-N, E-I-G-N. Foreign key, and here what should be written inside the bracket? Current table attribute name. So that is DPTNO references, NCES references, table name DPT. In DPT the primary key name is DNO. Check it whether you understood or not the syntax. Is it syntax is clear for you? Alter table EMP3 and department number int. There department number as a new attribute in EMP3 table. And you are setting the constraint, foreign key constraint. First you are giving a particular name for the constraint by using the keyword constraint, constraint FK. Then foreign key department number. That department number is the attribute name in the EMP3 table and references DPT DNO. Here constraint. What is the mistake over there?